Good evening, everyone. This is Brother Benson Media. Today is a Sunday, and you're lucky to be joined by my co panelist, Mr. Migoda and Mr. Barak. First, allow me to give them this chance to say hi to our viewers. Mr. Migoda, how are you? And
I'm
then
very
he's
fine.
the viewers.
I'm very fine. I'm doing very well. Hello to our viewers. Today is Sunday and we are also back again. So for those people who are worshiping on Sunday, we wish you all the best. Like yesterday, you wished us the best. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Barak.
Hello, our viewers. Thank you so much for creating time to join us tonight. I'm looking forward to having a very interactive session, and I'm so happy to be part of this session again tonight. Asanteni sana.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Migoda, Mr. Barak. Today, we want to just have a look at the politics the politics that we just want to do an analysis of what happened over the weekend and maybe last week. We saw that in Meru County, we saw an impeachment of the governor. This is the fourth time. Yeah, so we'll try look into it to see why the governor would be impeached. Impeached, I mean, for the fourth time. We'll also look at what was said today by do we say the opposition leaders, because it seems like it's only Kalonzo and his team who are still in the position. So we look at what they said today. That is Mr. Kalonzo and his team. I mean the former deputy president. We'll also look at we saw the president for the first time. He traveled to Rwanda for the inauguration of the president. For the first time in after how long? 2 months, the president was out of the country. So we'll also look into that. Maybe we start with the impeachment issue, the impeachment of the governor of Meru. Mr. Muguda, what is your understanding of what is going on in Meru before I get into the specifics?
Before you get into the specifics, I also want to talk about the specifics. So I don't know at what point will we come to uh, converge. But whatever is happening in Meru County, it has happened. This is now the fourth time to mention. The governor Kawira Mangaza has faced impeachment from the MCS because MCS are the ones who are supposed to impeach the governor in accordance with the County Government Act. And impeachment motion must be brought to the county assembly on based on some grounds. For example, gross misconduct, maybe corruption. But in this scenario, the governor has been impeached like 3 times. But whenever the issue reached the Senate has been saving her. So I don't think there is any ground for impeachment because they are the same people who have been impeaching the governor and the same people who have been bringing the motion to the county assembly. So I see this one might save her or not. But the governor was elected on an independent ticket. And when he was elected on an independent ticket, but majority of the governors in central province are from UDA. So there might be interest from the political parties, maybe want to interfere with the forthcoming elections or want to impede the governor so that because she's powerful. Because when the governors are being ranked, the top performance governors, the previous ranking, Kawira Mangaza outshine most of men who are governors. So even we can ask who will benefit when Kawira Mangaza is impeached. Maybe the deputy is the one who's pushing for this impeachment so that he or she can become governor. And I don't think the fourth impeachment, the fifth impeachment, or the sixth impeachment can solve the issue of the people in Meru. In my view, I will propose that we merge Meru and Taraka, these two counties, so they become one county. We merge the Taraka and the Meru county so that we can have one county. Maybe if a governor is coming from Meru, a deputy from Taraka, it should be rotational. You get a governor from Taraka, a deputy from Meru. So this issue of impeachment will not solve the issue of the people of Meru unless they merge these two counties. They should propose that amendment so that they can merge these two counties. That is my view on the occurrences in the Meru County.
Okay, I'll come back to you, Mr. Barak. What's your comments on what is happening in Meru?
Well, thank you so much, Bwana Mark. I think my opinion is that what is happening in Meru is more cultural than political, because the Meru are people who is a society that is so patriarchal that they don't believe in women leadership as per now. And that's why you see their council of elders, the Njurinjeke, is still very powerful, and they still make the decision when it comes to leadership. And you remember when during the 2022 elections, the heavyweights were the then governor Kiraitu Murungi, and who was the Azimio candidate against the UDA candidate, who was Mithika Lunturi. And remember, these guys were going on each other's throat and forgot the underdog, who was now the then women rep Kawira Mwangaza, who was vying on an independent candidate. And immediately the results were announced, and the two heavyweights found themselves out of office. They immediately schemed on how to get her out of office, and that's why you see that Kawira Mwangaza is the first governor who was impeached the first month of being elected. The reason why is because the people of Meru do not believe in women leadership. They up to now they have never believed that a woman can be a governor of the great county of Meru, and this is why they've been having a problems with Kawira Mwangaza from day one up to now. It has nothing to do with competence. It has nothing to do with the violation of constitutional. It has nothing to do with gross misconduct. It has everything to do with patriarchal society that Meru is still up to now. Therefore, as long as Kawira Mwangaza is still the governor of Meru, she will continue being impeached until the last day, even in August 2027. If she still be the governor, they still impeach her because they don't believe that she can be the governor from Meru. And that's why when she was the first impeachment motion came to the Senate, there was nothing substantial. Even if you look at at the proceedings, there was nothing substantial. It was just like the Swahili could say, it was just umbea too. Because saying that although the husband was carrying her handbag, so surely how can that constitute a violation of the constitution? And even the second impeachment, and they will still find her innocent at the Senate, because the issues that are being brought are not issues to do with leadership. They are not issues to do with the integrity. They are not issues to do with the constitutional violation of the constitution. It is because the Merus does not believe that a woman can be their governor, and that is the problem. And that's why I agree with the senator for Vihiga, for Kakamega, Honorable Boni Halwale, who recommended that it is time for the president to dissolve Meru County government and send back the governor, his deputy, her deputy, and the MCS back to the electorate, so that they can elect a new county government, and they concentrate on development. Because if they don't, because the governor cannot go home alone and the MCS remain in office, since their differences are not political, are cultural, let them go back to the electorate and sort it out, so that the county people of Meru can start getting services. But as things stand right now, the solution will not be found in the Senate. Even and I believe it is not right to impeach Kawira Mwangaza because she's a woman. and leave those men, those MCAs to continue earning salary. Let the president send all of them back to the electorate, and let the electorate decide who comes to the county government and who becomes the new governor and the deputy governor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Miguda, you are a lawyer. Maybe you can take us through what it means and what the Constitution says uh, about dissolving a county, because from what you are seeing, the people of Meru are not really getting the services that that the Constitution actually gives them, and they have that right. Maybe can you take us through what it means and what it takes to dissolve a whole county? Because from where we see it, the MCAs of Meru are taking too much of their time discussing issues to do with impeaching the governor. And so there's a possibility that the people of Meru are not getting the services that they're entitled to get. Maybe you can take us through what it takes.
Why do you want to dissolve a county? I think this dissolving a county is for the people. It's the people who can decide whether, because you can't decide for a people whether you are a president or a judiciary or a speaker that today there's a order, I'm dissolving this county. It is people who can decide to dissolve their county. But I don't think it should be dissolved, because you have had in cases whereby, for instance, we have some counties, some want to get away, they want to secede from the original county. For example, Migori County, the Kuria people want to secede from Migori County to have the Kuria County. In Busia County, the Teso people want to secede from the Busia County to have the Teso County. So I think the issue of secession from counties to devolve more counties, but dissolving a county, that's why I've said let us merge these two counties. Merging means that you can merge, for instance, Migori and Mabei. It depends on the provisions on the County Governments Act. But I think why an MCA is elected by the people. MCAs, they are not even more, they can't be more than 100 people in the county assembly. So MC, they cannot have a decision to impeach a governor on the behalf of the people. The people in a county are more than the MCA, and we have jurisdictions. For instance, an MCA is elected at at what level? A governor is elected at county level. So, for instance, if I was elected at county level, you were elected at what level? The people who mandated you power to delegate in the county assembly are at what level? But the people who gave me power to delegate at county assembly are at county level. You see, I got more people than you. MCA, you can't come to county assembly to make a decision on behalf of the majority. And that's why if this impeachment goes to the Senate, sometimes if the Senate impeach you, can go to court. And when you go to court, court can give interpretation that, for instance, if there was no any violation of the constitution, if there was no any gross misconduct, the court can spare you. In the previous cases, like the case of Mike Sonko and Babayao, there was that gross misconduct, there was that massive corruption, and the court did not spare them. They further went to even up to the Supreme Court for further interpretation. But the Supreme Court pronounced itself very clearly that Sonko is not suitable to run for office. To date, the case is still in court. Sonko has not cleared whether he can run or he cannot run. So
Miguda,
dissolving a county.
allow me to ask you this. Kawira Mangaza, she was impeached last time. She was taken to the Senate, and the Senate saved her. Of course, this time around, she's going to be taken to the Senate as well. If suppose she goes to the Senate and then the Senate finds no fault in her, uh, how tough would it be for the president to maybe decide to dissolve the county so that they go back for election? Because that would then mean that the governor and the MCAs are not in, like they are not in agreement of so many laws and everything that is happening in the county government of Meru. Of course, that is affecting work delivery in that county. So, suppose she's brought before the Senate and then maybe she's saved by the Senate again. Why would it be tough for the president to do that? Because it is true, and we agree with you that the people of Meru, through the MCAs, the MCAs are representing the people. And of course, the MCAs, they have a role. They can impeach a governor. And when it comes to dissolution of county government, I think that part the president makes a bigger decision. In this case, if, for example, was the president, if maybe she's taken before the Senate and then the Senate finds no fault, of course, if I was the president, I would dissolve that county so that all those people who were elected in that county should then be taken back to the people. And then maybe that would will make them have new leaders who will then come and make right decisions on behalf of the people of Meru. Yes, maybe suppose, can you clarify that? Suppose she's brought before the Senate again and she's saved. Why would that?
Uh,
I don't see anything
uh,
that
you know,
would
you
then
know, you know.
them.
Your question is a bit of contradicting, but let me just try to answer it. I don't think the president dissolves county. There's no provisions, that the president can dissolve a county. The president can dissolve parliament, but not county. You know, in the doctrine of separation of powers, checks and balances, in our constitution, the powers have been devolved. The executive is devolved. The parliament is devolved. They are devolved into county assemblies, that parliament. And the executive is devolved to the county executive. So the head of the county executive is the governor. And the head of the county assembly is the speaker of the county assembly. So they have been devolved. And in chapter 10, is that provision of the devolved government. There is separation from the executive and the devolved government. I think in article there is executive, there is legislature, article 8, chapter 8, chapter 9, the executive, chapter, then it comes devolved government. So the devolved government comes after these arms of government. So it means this government has been devolved, the powers has been diffused to county level. So these powers which has been dispersed, the president has got no role to dissolve the county. It is the people who can decide through referendum whether they want to dissolve a county or not. It is the people who can decide through a referendum whether they want to merge these counties or not. But a president has no power to dissolve a county. So if you are talking about dissolving a county, back to Article 1, then you come back to the amendment of the Constitution.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Migoda. Barak, Mr. Barak, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I'm listening. I'm following.
There is this question that can the president dissolve a county? And from what I'm getting, I'm saying that the president can dissolve a county. I mean, can suspend a county government in case of an emergency arising from internal conflict or war, or under other exceptional circumstances as outlined in Article 192 of the Constitution. However, suspension cannot occur without an independent commission of inquiry investigating allegations against the county government. So I think from what I'm seeing here, there's a possibility of the president dissolving or suspending a county, because what we are seeing in the county government of Meru, it's like a internal conflict within the governor and the MCAs. And again, it can also we can also categorize what is happening there as because the constitution says that under other exceptional circumstances. So that would then fall under the exceptional circumstances as well. Maybe your take on that, Mr. Barak, since you brought the issue of dissolving the county.
Well, thank you so much. I think my co-panelist is not telling us the whole thing, the whole truth. The president has the powers to dissolve a county government, not dissolving a county, but a county government. That is where the difference should be, because I think you remember there's a point in the first in the after 2013 election, and the county government of Makueni, the then governor Professor Kivutha Kibwana was having a lot of problems with the MCS in Makueni County. And I think the then president was advised to dissolve the county assembly of Makueni, so that the governor, together with the MCS, can go back to the electorate, because the objective of devolving of having this devolution and coming up with a devolved system of government is so that services can come closer to the mwananchi. And if the governor, who is elected by the people to serve the people, and the MCAs, who are the representatives of the people at the grassroots level, are not able to work for the interest of the people, then these counties are not autonomous. They are the part of the Republic of Kenya. They are not autonomous. Therefore, the head of the president still has the power, but there's a process of doing that, because the people who are supposed to get services are not getting these services. So why should we have a county government that is always having quarrels between the governor and the MCAs? We are now, after 2 years since election were held, the governor has been impeached 3 times without any without violating the constitution, without any substantial allegation against her, but because they have their cultural issue or their personal difference with the governor. So it is the high time the president to come on board. Pardon?
Kindly check on your internet. Sometimes it drops. Maybe you can move a bit.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Kindly go on. Proceed with your submission.
Yeah, I was saying that since the people of Meru, they are part of this country, they are taxpayers in this country, and they are supposed to receive services the way other counties are receiving services. So if the people who are supposed to ensure that they receive these services are committed, are busy fighting each other, the third time in 2 years a governor is being impeached, it is high time now the president to look into how can we ensure that the people of Meru get services. If it means sending them back to the electorate to ensure that these people now elect people who can come and serve them, so be it, because it is a provision that is there in the constitution. Because the draft of the constitution, they pictured a scenario that maybe in some counties something like this might happen, and they will require action from the head of state to restore sanity into the counties, because these counties are not autonomous. They are part of the Republic of Kenya, and they cannot misbehave as if they are autonomous. No, they are not autonomous. Since I don't know if you know, when you are talking about revenue allocation, every county receives their portion because they are part of the Republic and they depend on the treasury. Yeah, that's why those governors, they have there are issues that they cannot deal with directly. For example, like relating with foreign countries, because they don't have that power, because they are part of the Republic of Kenya. Therefore, I still believe that the president can come in and restore sanity in Meru County by sending the Kawira Mwangaza and the whole county assembly back to the electorate, so that the people of Meru can elect people who will come to serve them according to the law.
Thank you. I was actually looking at what the constitution says. The question here was, how does the suspension of a county government work? And this is what the constitution says. It says that the suspension of the county government in Kenya involves several key steps as outlined in the constitution, and here the general overview of how the process works. Number one, there is identification of the issue, and then the process begins when there are substantial concerns regarding the governance of a county, which may include internal conflict, crisis situations, or failure to adhere to constitutional obligations. Number two, consultation. The president consults with relevant authorities and commissions such as the Council of Governors and the relevant national commissions. This step aims to gauge the situation and gather necessary insights. Number three, establishment of an independent commission of inquiry. Before making the final decision, the president must establish an independent commission of inquiry uh, to investigate the allegations and issues surrounding the county government. This commission is responsible for conducting a thorough assessment of the situation. Number four, investigation and reporting. The independent commission conducts its investigation and prepares a report detailing its finding. This report will inform the president's decision regarding the suspension of the county government. Number five, presidential decision. Based on the findings of the independent commission and the situation at hand, the president can make a formal decision to suspend the county government. And then number six, notification and implementation. If the president decides to proceed with the suspension, an official notice is issued to the affected county government outlining the reasons for the suspension and the expected durations. And then number seven, the management of the county's affair. During the suspension, the national government may take over the management of the county's affairs, often through the appointment of an acting county administration or other means to ensure continued governance. And then number eight, re-evaluation and restoration. Once the issue that led to the suspension has been addressed, a review may be conducted and the county government can be reinstated. And then the entire process is designed to ensure due diligence and fairness, safeguarding against the arbitrary suspension of county governments. Yeah, so that is what I've gotten about that, and I think that confirms your statement, Mr. Barak. Yeah, so maybe if you have something to add on that before we go to uh, the next, the next
No, I
question.
don't have any. I don't have anything to add. We can. I think that has been exhaustively discussed. We can go to the next question, please. Thank you.
Okay, okay, thank you. Today, Kalonzo Musyoka and the senator of Kitui, that's Senator Wambua, Baba Yao was also there. They were having, we saw them speak. Kalonzo was speaking very tough. He said that Kenyans are not fools and that they should be, uh, they should have all the information of what is happening. And I think he was speaking that way because of what Raila did. Raila actually, what is being said that Raila got into government without listening to the political parties that came together to make Azimio coalition. So I think they're still having that hunger, and that made him speak that tough. He was accompanied by the uh, senator of Kitui, who said that the president and Raila that that Kalonzo should tell them that they should not be intimidating the people of Kenya. I don't know, Meguda, if you watched that clip of Mr. Kalonzo and the senator, you can You can say something about their remarks.
Mr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka and Wambua, Senator Wambua,
Yes.
together with Baba Yao, the former governor for Kiambu. Raila Odinga is putting on three hats. Raila Odinga the is playing the role of opposition outside parliament because he has been criticizing this government. Raila is in government because his close allies are in government. Raila want to be the AUC chairperson. So Kalonzo Musyoka has not moved on. Kalonzo Musyoka has not believed that Raila has played him or Raila has conned him. So Kalonzo Musyoka is still in denial. It's high time Kalonzo Musyoka to move on because the remarks, he just want to be the sole opposition leader, play his politics. He want to be identify himself with the opposition. He want to identify himself that he's the one who is criticizing this government because he want Raila to be in that government, so he criticizes alone outside. He has gone further to look for the remnant for Jubilee, the remnant like Baba Yao. Baba Yao, those people have not moved on. They still don't believe that they won't become governors in this country. So Kalonzo Musyoka is just playing his politics, opposition, but he's trying to realign for 2027, and he's trying to rebrand he's trying to add that flavor of Mount Kenya, you know. So I believe that Kalonzo just want Raila to be specific, whether he's in government or is not in government, because he want a well-defined role for him to play. Because Raila has said that he has not joined government, he has just donated his expert to assist the government. And by the time he was making that decision, he told us that they unanimously agree as the Azimio. But of course, we have heard from Kalonzo and Matakaro that they were never consulted, that they have gone there on their own volition. And you see people like Matakaro are to the registered political parties that they're walking away from the Azimio. Kalonzo has said, Eugene, the DAP party, that said that he was not boarding. So I think Kalonzo want the ODM to get out of the opposition so that they can criticize the government minus ODM. He just want to rebrand himself for the coming elections. So he want to come as the opposition leader. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I was forgetting something. Maybe Mr. Barakas, you'd be giving us your remarks on the issue of Kalonzo and his comments. Maybe you can also talk about Munya. Munya is one of the principals in Azimio, and we saw him launching a campaign that he wants to be the governor of Meru County, and he has started it as early as this weekend, immediately after the governor was impeached. Maybe you can give us your thought on the two.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me just start by Munya. You know, Munya was the first governor of Meru County. He was there as the governor, and I think when Kiraito Murungi defeated him in 2017, he wanted to walk out of. He wanted to join forces with the opposition. If you remember when the former Chief Justice Maraga dissolved what did he do when he declared the Uhuru's election as null and void, and
Yes.
and sent Uhuru back to the drawing board. That is when Munya wanted to work with Raila Odinga, but I think Uhuru Kenyatta called him to the State House and convinced him that he will give him a CS position. He should not join opposition, the opposition, and to fight him. And that is where when Peter Munya joined the government. And remember, he was among the most powerful CS when Uhuru was going home in 2022. And you remember even Raila promised him that he will remain the agriculture CS once he take over as the president of Kenya. Unfortunately, You remember when Raila was promising Munya, he also promised Joho and Oparanya. So unfortunately, Raila has rewarded Joho and Oparanya and forgotten about Peter Munya. I think because there was now a new realignment after Raila losing election in 2022. So I think such things, I think he did not take that lightly. But now Munya is leading PNU, and PNU is not a parliamentary party right now, because I don't think he has any member of PNU in parliament. Therefore, that makes his party not parliamentary. I'm not sure if he has any, because in Azimio, we only have ODM, Wiper, and DAP as parliamentary parties. Even now, Kenya is not a parliamentary party because they don't have any member of their party in parliament. Therefore, I believe if he goes back to Meru and campaigns very well, I'm not sure if he will win it, but I believe he can because he was the first governor. So he understands the politics of the people from Meru very well. And I believe if he campaigns well, maybe they can consider him again. Now on Kalonzo Musyoka, I think it is high time Kalonzo Musyoka charts his way out of Azimio, because Azimio without ODM is just a shell of its former self. So he should not focus so much on Raila, because Raila has already moved on. He has joined government. He's going to AU. Whether he will lose or win, that's a story for another day. But as things stands now, he is not in opposition. He's in government. That's why he donated his senior party officials to Ruto, so that Ruto can work with them. Therefore, Kalonzo should just focus. If you want to become somebody in 2027, I don't know which position you want to vie for, because I believe the presidency is beyond his reach for now. So he should just focus on other things so that he make himself relevant. And someone like Wambua, Wambua knows that he cannot win in Kitui without Kalonzo. Therefore, he will always clean on Kalonzo's coat anywhere Kalonzo is, just like his bodyguard. And because he knows that in Kitui County,
Sorry, we've lost Mr. Barak. Maybe Mr. Megude, if you continue with the conversation. We saw the president traveled to Rwanda for the inauguration of the president of Rwanda. For the first time in 2 months, he was out of the country. After the Gen Z started the revolution, of which one of the issues, the young people are saying that the president is traveling a lot and is spending a lot of money. Since the demonstration started, we've not seen the president going outside. What was he fearful of? Was it that he was afraid of going outside the republic and then maybe coming back to find someone in his seat, or maybe your take? Or does it mean that he just respected the demands of the young people?
No one was going to take his seat, so there was no need for pressure. President Ruto was not traveling outside the country because, for the last 2 months, we have had a vigorous protest in the country. We have had a drastic changes in the government. The so-called broad-based government came in the last 2 months, you see. So the finance bill was rejected. IG resigned. The cabinet was dismissed. Then there was recycling, reshuffling, reappointment. 50 people plus died. So we have had a lot of activities in the country. So the democracy was on trial in the country of Kenya. So the president is the head of the state and is the commander in chief of the armed and unarmed forces. So you could have not traveled outside the country because you can't leave your country burning, going outside purport to be lobbying for maybe AIDS and your country's burning. So the president was not going to travel in for the last 2 months. But today, him traveling to Rwanda, he just gone there to witness the inauguration of Paul Kagame as the president of Rwanda. I think the president has just go to Rwanda because But by the time he was being sworn in at Kasarani, Kagame came to Kenya and witnessed William Ruto's being sworn in at Kasarani. So I think these presidents are colleagues. So if you come to my
Sorry, I think
swearing
we've
in, I
dropped
can also.
Magoda again. Mr. Barak,
You drop me again. You drop me.
sorry,
I
we
can
can't
hear
hear you,
you,
Mr. Megoda. Barak,
good. I
Oh,
don't.
okay. I was.
Can you hear me?
yes, can
Yeah,
you
I can hear you, but
can
I can
finish your
hear you.
statement?
come. So I was saying these presidents
Yes.
are more of colleagues. So when you come to my swearing in, I will also come to your swearing in. Kagame came to William Ruto's swearing in at Kasarani. So Ruto has gone to Rwanda to witness his inauguration because Kagame came. And you know, Rwanda and Kenya, we are more of Eastern Africa. And also, so Ruto and Kagame, Kenya and Rwanda are allies. So he traveled basically to support his colleague, the way his colleague came to support him.
Okay, thank you,
But for the
Mr.
last
Megoda.
2 months, we have.
Mr. Megoda, we can't hear you. Maybe Barak, I don't know if you can hear me. Mr. Megoda, can you hear me?
You are very clear. You are very clear.
Okay, sorry, I don't know. I don't know what happened with the internet. Uh, but maybe we hear Mr. Barak's comment before we finish the show. Mr. Barak, we were talking about the issue of president traveling for the first time after almost being in Kenya for 2 months without him traveling. Sometimes back we saw him as a traveling president. Maybe your comment on that?
I thank you. I think that was a good thing that the president decided to stay home to ensure that he puts his house in order before traveling out. Because even that issue of traveling, many people had a problem with it. So it was so sensitive for him, at least to stay home until things try to get back to normalcy before he travels out again. You know, as the president, sometimes he have to travel out of the country because of official duties. But I believe for going forward, he is going to regulate that so that he is not seen as a flying president.
Okay, fine, thanks. Maybe your comments, you being a good follower of athletics. From what we saw today, Kenya is being ranked number 1 in Africa and number 17 in the whole world. Maybe a breakdown of what the golds and the silvers that we've gotten as a country.
Well, Kenya finished as first in Africa, which is a good thing because we always lead in Africa as others follow. And I think it's a good time to be a Kenyan during such times. I remember people were saying that Nigeria finished the Olympics without even having a medal, not even a bronze medal. And you know that like both are now we are playing the same league with Nigeria when it comes to African at the African stage. Therefore, I believe that our athletes, even though they did not perform well according to our expectation, but they did well. Even the number of goals that they finished with the 4 goals, it's the same number of goals they finished with in last time in Tokyo 2021. We also had 4 goals, and today I think we had 4 goals, 2 silvers, and 4 bronze, which is a good thing. And I believe we should improve on that come 2028 when we go to Los Angeles for the 2028 Olympics. And this CS, Mr. Murkomen has a lot of work to do to improve sports in this country. Kenya, we have a great potential, not only in athletics, but in all other sporting activities. We only need to put our house in order. We need to put structures in place and to ensure that we have facilities for our sports people to train, so that we compete very well at the global level. You remember that even our Malkia strikers, the volleyball team that was in Olympics, our volleyball team is are the champions of Africa for 10 times. But when we go to the global stage, where they are beaten, they have never even scored one. They've never beaten any team at the global level. But in Africa, we dominate. So it shows you that we lack capacity to compete at the global level. But we have the potential. Therefore, it is just about the government and the officers in charge to ensure that we put our house in order and have proper facilities and structures for our athletes and our sports people to train and prepare well before they go to compete at the global level. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, Mr. Barak. Allow me now to take this opportunity to thank all our viewers. If you're new to the Benson Media, kindly like and subscribe. And we are very grateful to those of you who has been there for us. Maybe before I end the show, Mr. Miguda Barak, your last comments, if you have anything.
Let me start. My last comment is to appreciate our viewers wherever they are, and thank them so much for their support. And I pray that I hope I ask them that they continue supporting us, and they let them invite also their friends and their friends to join, so that we grow this channel together. Thank you so much, and have
Thank
a
you.
blessed night wherever you are.
Thank you, Mr. Barak. Miguda.
To our viewers, just to tell you that to ensure that you subscribe, share, you like, you comment, thumbs up, thumbs down, that we can have a progressive channel. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to our viewers. Thank you for being with us. Allow me to take this opportunity to wish you a blessed night. Thank you. Thank you so much. Until tomorrow. Bye bye.